What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and a couple of other tickers, and also break down some very important developments on the chart. I'm also going to talk about the connection between the VIX and SPY and give you guys a quick update on that, and break down what this means for the market going forward. But before I break into detail all this information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moon, deposit $100, you guaranteed 7 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon, just a couple of weeks. Anyways, so for the market right now, we saw a very, very flat day on SPY. We did dip quite a bit in the morning before trying to get bought back up, and now we just closed kind of flat. Tesla's actually down quite a bit because we got some negative news involving U.S. prosecutors getting involved with Tesla doing investigations, more of the NHTSA just demanding more information and data from Tesla to kind of see how they're looking in terms of their solutions to fix many bugs and issues. And there's also a lot of other things going on with layoff news. So there's been a lot of stuff right now for Tesla that's kind of negative. That's part of why the share price is down right now. Moving forward, with this liquidity grab right here, it's still possible Tesla rebalance a little bit before it continues, potentially lower since the trend is bearish. But that's going to depend on how it reacts to 175. But I wanted to talk about something else that's very important that does connect to Tesla. I made another video very similar to this over the weekend, but I wanted to talk about the VIX and also its connection with the S&P 500. So if you go back, you will notice that the VIX has fallen to 13. It actually hit the 12s today. And this is very important because I noticed that the VIX is almost never in the 12s for over a week, for 1 week. And generally, when the VIX reaches some key levels like that, like the 12s, it tends to bounce within a couple of days or a week. And that's because the market tends to top. So when we look at this, I'm on the 4 hour time frame for each of these. I could just show you like more evidence that this, the VIX is actually a good indicator that you could use to find market tops or to develop it for in a market topping process. If we go back right here, you will see that the VIX was actually bottoming right about here. The VIX was at 12.63 on February 12th. Then we got a big bounce all the way up to about 18 by February 13th. What happened to SPY? We went from 503 and then we dropped all the way down to about 491. So we dropped 12 points. Okay. Let's look at another instance. So the VIX also hit 13 right over here on March 1st. And you guys can see how this was reacting. The VIX went up, SPY dropped all the way down. So it dropped about 10 points, going from 515 all the way down to 505. So it dropped 10 points right here when the VIX bounced off 13. And then let's go to another time right here. The VIX actually shuffled in the 12s for about, let's just say about a week. This was during the last week of March before we got a big breakout into April, going into April 18th. So for about 3 weeks, the VIX was on an uptrend starting towards the end of the very, very end of March. And look what happened to the market during that period. So during the end of March, the market was topping. And then for the first 3 weeks of April, SPY also continued to sink and sink all the way down up until April 19th when the VIX topped, right? So what's happening is since then, the VIX has been dropping, and we actually have a falling wedge on the VIX, and it's been dropping and dropping and dropping since, and the market's been uptrending since April 18th. And here's the issue with the market back at these high levels, okay? We're pushing nicely. SPY still at this 517 area. All right, that's fine. But here's the problem. The VIX is now in the 12s again. Every time the VIX hits the 12, excuse me, every time we hit the 12s, within a week, the VIX is going to bounce big time. That's what's happened every single time this year. Sometimes it happens within a day or so. It could happen within one day or just a few days. So the VIX filled its gap. We predicted that this would happen. And now, every time the VIX hits the 12s, the market tops and the market gets at least an 8 to 10 point correction. Not correction, I would say like a pullback. I think that's a better term. So to me, it seems like the market's in a topping process. The VIX is in a bottoming process. The VIX is going to bounce and the market's going to come down soon. And it's going to happen within a week. The market should be topping within a week, most likely. Is it possible the market goes a little higher? So always keep that in the back of your mind. It is possible we do go a little higher, but I think the VIX will bounce within a week. And as we get closer to mid-May, the market's going to be significantly lower, in my personal opinion. So Could be a big sign that there's going to be a little pullback coming. Make sure you're prepared for this. I just want to give you guys a warning about this. I'm not saying that's going to happen as soon as tomorrow, but that is my warning for everyone. And then if you bring Tesla into this, when the market comes down, Tesla tends to follow the market historically. I can show you guys another chart another day just to show you that. But when SPY and the QQQ are falling really hard, Tesla tends to fall with them. And when they go up, Tesla sometimes goes up, sometimes it doesn't go up depending on news. But generally and typically, Tesla falls with the market. It's something that is known to happen historically. So that being said, Tesla is once again on a slight downtrend right now. It's looking a bit more bearish. We'll have to see how it responds to the 175 area. But I just want to provide you guys with a very important warning about this development and what I'm seeing on the charts. Same thing is happening with the QQQ. QQQ has been pushing up very, very nicely, but like SPY, the pattern is almost identical. If you look at this on the 4-hour time frame, they're almost identical looking. So they're going to likely come down together if they were to drop or something else like that. So we'll see how it goes, guys. SPY is starting to contract a bit. We are fighting some tough resistance at the 518 area. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see when SPY gets the rejection. I do favor it's going to get a rejection soon. Could take a few days, could happen as soon as tomorrow. We'll give it the time it needs, and we'll be very, very patient. With that being said, I appreciate every single one of you. Please have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. I'll talk more about the market in just a couple of hours. So take care, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thanks again, and peace out.